Hi everyone. Today we're going to be talking about volume instead of surface area, but I do want to start by having you do some warm-up activities to figure out what you know about surface area and what you don't know. So this is kind of your own formative check. So could you please pause the video and find the surface area of each of the following shapes, and then come back to check your work. Alright, let's see how we did. How you did, how I did. If you're getting different things from me, let me know, please. So for this first one, yes, we talked about the lateral area, but I chose to do this the way I'm seeing most of you do it. So we have two sides that are 3 by 4, so the bottom and the top. We have two sides that are 3 by 6, so the front and the back. And we have two sides that are 4 by 6, so the side and this side over here. So I wrote it like this and then just simplified down to this. This little creature is, you have to really be able to visualize. So I first did my top ones. So for these cubes, every surface is shown except for the bottom. So there are 5 square units on each of these. And then I did the bottom, so going around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's a 6, 7, and then underneath this guy, each of those have two sides showing, either the two sides here or one side in the top. So 8 had two sides, and then the one right in the middle had one more. So I came up with 37 units squared. Please let me know if you came up with something different. And then this last one, we had to figure out the surface, and by the way, I saw this a lot on map testing when I took it. So we had to come up with the bottom, so that was a 6 by 6, and then there are 4 triangle sides, so 1/2 times base times height, and there are 4 of them. So 1/2 times 3 times 7, so 1/2 of 6 times 7, so 3 times 7 is 21, and so each of the sides, the triangular sides, had 21, and there's 4 of them. And so I came up with 120 centimeters squared. Make sure you can do each of these types. All right, let's move on to volume. I am hoping that you have been exposed to volume in the past, and you know that for any type of volume for a prism, the volume is the base area times the height. So we can figure out our base area and then multiply it by the height. So my base area here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we have 6 blocks, and there are 6 rows of them. So for this, my area is 36 units cubed. And it's cubed now because we're talking volume, not area. So cubed is like 3D, a 3D shape, instead of a 2D shape like we were working with in the past. Alright, so what about this one? Well, but a triangular prism. A triangular prism is exactly like that, except it's half the distance. So again, we would figure out our base area, and in this case, I'm going to be thinking of this triangle as my base. So 6 times 6 divided by 2 to get my area. So my base area is 1/2 times base times height, or 1/2 times 6 times 6. So that's 18. And then I have to multiply it by the height of 1. So this would be 18 units cubed, which makes sense because we just took this here and divided it in 2. Now let's go to some problems that have different heights. Alright, so I want you to remember that our base, even though this is the bottom, think of your base as the one that is not rectangular. So this right here. So we're going to figure out our base area and then multiply it by the height. And I think some of you are getting confused because I really think of this as the height as well, except this is the height of the base, and our base are the shapes that are not the rectangulars. So they're two triangulars. So volume is the base area times height. So first pause and see if you can find the base area, so the area of this triangle right here. So if I plugged in my base and my height into the formula, 1/2 times base times height, I came up with 1 meter, and this is a squared. 1 meter squared. And now I have to take that 1 meter squared and multiply it by the height. So 1 meter, 1 meter squared times 6.5 meters, because we're taking the row that's here, we're multiplying it by however many rows there are. So the volume of this shape is 6.5 meters cubed. So what about this guy over here? So this is where these are composite shapes. So remember, you want to make your life easy. So you want to take apart the little pieces. So here, we are very lucky because this top right here is the exact same as this one right here. It's 1/2 by 4. So we know the volume of this top, is 6.5 meters cubed. So now we just have to figure out the volume of this right here. And remember how we do that. It's the base area times the height, but in this case, our base is a rectangle, so it would be length times width times height. So the volume of a rectangular prism, length times width times height. So take a minute and multiply all of these out. Alright, so when I take 4 times 6.5 times 6.5, I came up with 169 meters cubed. But remember, it's early, so you please double check my work. So now I have the area of the bottom, the volume of the bottom, and I have to add to it the volume of the top, which we came up with as 6.5 meters cubed. So I am coming up with a total of 175.5 meters cubed for the total volume of this house shape here. Alright, so again, when you're doing your assignment, please remember the volume is the base area times the height. So for a rectangular prism, it's length times width times height. And for a triangular prism, you could do 1/2 times base times height times height. Alright, thanks, and please use the on-demand learning. It's easier to learn one-on-one than it is with the whole class. Alright, we out.